So the other day I was actually going through memory lane and I'm like, Adija Bolembele. The way you are living your life, it looks like all these your goals, you will not achieve them. Now let's look back. You've been doing the same thing like year in, year out, and you're not achieving. Especially last year, I did not achieve 90% of my goals and I felt really bad. And when I try to reflect, I'm like, why didn't I achieve my goal? I realized that majority of the year I was procrastinating. I felt like, oh, my body is not doing me, so I don't want to. For majority of the year, I did not even post content because I just felt like, oh, I just had excuses. There was no light. My body is doing me. I'm having headache. This year, we want that by December, by January, we should look back and be like, wow, I achieved so much. I did this. My goal for the year came to pass. So that's how I actually came up with this video. Let's get into the tea of the day. This video, I'm not going to be doing a point. It's just going to be like a discussion, all of that. For us to all start becoming unrecognizable, I feel like it's for us to identify the problem. What's the problem? The problem is that we're not living the life we want to live. We're not where we want to be. We're not earning the amount of money we are supposed to earn. We're not actually at the weight we want to weigh. You know, all of that. So that's actually the problem. We've been doing the same thing over and over the years. 3 years ago, you've been doing the same routines and you're expecting change. 5 years ago, you've been doing the same routine and you're just like, oh my God, everybody is advancing, just me. But then if you look down, you just realize that you haven't been putting in the work. You haven't been doing it. You're just... Okay, let's use an example. You said you're currently, like, let's say you're weighing 100 kg, right? And you're like, I want to start weighing 50 kg. I would like to lose up to 50 kg. And then you're still drinking Coke. You're still eating gala. You're not eating healthy. You're not doing all of that. And you've been doing that. Or you start the gym. You do the gym and then you disappear. If you look back like 3 years from now, you still be weighing that 100, you even more, and then you'll be like, oh, why am I not losing weight? But the truth is that you're not putting in the work. We've already identified the problem is deciding on what we want. The problem is that we're not living the life we want to live, we're not where we want to be, yada yada yada. And then we decide what we want. This part is kind of like tricky. It all depends on what you want. The goals I want for myself are kind of different from what you would want for yourself, and you have to be like sincere. You don't have to like, okay, because person A or my friend wants to lose 20 kg and then I should also set goals of losing 20 kg. Nah, your goal might be that you just want to earn more. Your goal might be that you just want to be like a better person, or your goal is that you want to just be more educated. So decide what you want and be specific. What do I want? I want to be educated in what area? I want to lose weight. How many kg do I want to shed in January, or this is December, or this is February? Okay, by September I want to lose so weight. That is you being specific with your goals. After that, you want to set your goals. When I mean set your goals, you want to write those goals down. You want to write it. Personally, from experience, when I tell myself that Adi, you want to do something, you want to achieve this goal, and I don't write it down, there's a 90% chances I would not achieve that goal. I'm actually a planner girly. I plan my stuff. I like writing. If I want to achieve a goal, I write it. When I write, there's actually a 90% chances of achieving the goal. So I just like write. So that's what you do. You want to write those goals down. This is actually something I'm incorporating into my life. Before, I just kind of feel like, because I just write like yearly goals, and then I just realize that I'm not achieving anything. You just go be like, oh, you don't even know where to start. So instead of writing just like yearly goals, you're going to break those goals down into quarterly. In a year, we actually have 4 quarters, right? So we have January, February, March makes the first quarter of the year. April, May, June makes second quarter. July, August, September makes third, and then October, November, December makes the 4th quarter. So you're going to just break it down. So all these things I want to achieve this year, even corporate organizations, as corporate as they are, they still break their goals down into quarterly. That's into like smaller bits, right? So all these your goals you've set. What do I want to achieve between January, February, March? That is it. You're going to write it down. Have a journal, have a notepad, write it down. January, February, March, this is what I'm going to achieve. And then you further go and be like, okay, these are the things I want to achieve. Okay, I want to go to the gym 10 times. January, I want to go like 3 times. In February, I want to go like 3 times. In March, I also want to go like 3 times. That's all left for you. After breaking it into quarterly, then now you want to break it into monthly. What do I want to achieve for, let's say, March? Yeah, like what do I want to achieve for March? You go ahead, and because of that, you're gonna say, oh, I want to achieve something for March. You have to be like, every day of March you have to achieve something, so at the end of the 31 days or the 30 days, you'll be like, oh, okay, you see progress. And that's where actually like daily planners come in. Like, this is actually my daily planner. I plan my day, because if I don't write what I want to achieve for the day, I most times would not achieve it. I'm not really like a digital planner. If I write it like in my phone or something, I don't know, I don't enjoy it. I prefer to like write it with my hands. So I kind of prefer the old-fashioned way. But you have to like find who you are. Just because I said I'm using daily planner, like a physical hard copy book, if you're not a hard copy person, why not use soft copy? There are other planners. Like I have one this thing in my phone. It's free. It's actually Keep Notes. That's a place for normal notes, and then it also has a place for like to-do list. Anything that works for you, just do it, but just write it down. Prayer is also important. That's actually something I've come to believe, that prayer is very, very important. No matter what you believe, I'm actually a Christian and I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. So I pray. If you're a Muslim, pray to Allah. Prayer is very, very good. You've set all these goals. You don't just want to live your life like, they say we are spiritual beings. We need to tap into our spirituality and all of that. So you don't just want to live your life going like you have to pray. You have to, I'm not saying that you should be holy, have a father, but you have to just like have a God figure over your head, somebody you talk to, somebody you pray for guidance. So this is where you put in the work. After you've prayed, you're like, Father Lord, as I'm going out, bless my feet, order my steps, bless my brain. You understand? When he blesses your brain and you don't put in the work, you will just remain there. Nothing will work for you. That's what some Christians, I believe, that do. They spend Monday to Sunday in church and they don't even put in the work and they expect change. It doesn't really work like that. Pray without work is dead. Few days ago, right? So I noticed insect infestation in my house. And then do you know what I did? Instead of trying to like spray them, guess what? I went and I was praying. I was saying, Father Lord, please take away this insect. I'm not saying there's no place for miracle, but I'm just saying that there are some things that it requires work, not prayer. And after I prayed, the insects, they were still there. I was like, but I prayed now. Why is God not answering me? And then I just realized that this thing is not prayer. There's insecticides right there. You're just supposed to spray it. So I actually looked for where the stuff was coming from. I traced it. I took everything out. I disinfected. I came and I spray and all of that. And I can notice a massive reduction, even though I'm still planning on redoing it. I'm like, so that's what prayer without work is there. There are some things that doesn't even require prayer. It just requires you to do the work. Most of us, we know what to do. We know what to do to earn better. We know what to do to be happier. But then we refuse to put in the work. We procrastinate. Hard work beats talent. You can be talented, gifted, and you don't put in the work. And somebody who is half as talented as you decide to put in the work, they'll be way better than you. You just be seeing people living the life that you be like, this is this person do, I can do it better. But you're not putting in the work. You're busy judging people. Them, they are putting in the work, they are seeing results. You with your talent, your bunch of gifts, you're just there. So this leads me to a story, right? So they're actually two friends, Yemi and Ade. They were best of friends. So one day, Yemi and Ade decided to go and meet a fortune teller, like a seer. And they went to meet and they said, Baba, help us read our future. Tell us our fortune. What will our life be like? So he said, okay, no problem. Stretch out your palm. So Ade actually stretched out his palm. Then Yemi also stretched out his palm. The fortune teller read it. When he finished reading their palm and all of that, he turned to Yemi. He said, you will be the king. You'll be a mighty, great king. That is what I see as your future. And then he turned to Ade and he told Ade, you will die poor. You'll be very poor. You will die poor. That is what I see. And then Yemi was so happy. Like, what? You mean after this king, I'll be the next reigning king? He was so happy. Ade felt challenged. He's like, no. He said, I will go and put in the work and rewrite my future. So Yemi actually went to into the village, and he would just sit in front of his house. He will not go to farm, nothing. And everybody's partying. He'll be telling people, one day I will be king. One day I will be king. He's not putting in the work. Years pass. Like, one day I'll be king. He's not doing it. He just keep on saying, one day I will be king. One Ade, on the other hand, after that day, he left the village and he went to a faraway land. He started planting, he started harvesting. He will plant, he will sell, he will save. He was just let's say, the Joseph of his time. And then one day, famine actually came into the land, and the people, they could not plant, nothing, they couldn't harvest, nothing. And then they were not like, there's somebody in the forest that is from our village that has crops. Let us go and beg him for food. And then they went there, he sold them food. And after a while, they were like, please be our king. And that was how Ade became their king. And Yemi, on the other hand, he died wretched. He died poor. No matter the vision you have of your life, the prophet come and told you that you'll be a president, you'll be a governor, you'll be a first lady, you'll be a businesswoman, and you refuse to put in the work. You're just there. Yes, I saw a vision. I'm going to be a businesswoman. You don't start any business. You that they say you'll be president, you don't even start politics. Small. Let's even be councillor of my village. Nothing. It will never come to pass. That's why they said hard work beats talent. If you don't put in the work, you will just realize that. So all of this, I'm just saying that the most important thing there is not about setting the goals. It's not about all of those things. It's not about realization. It's about standing on business. And this video is even for me, because sometimes I'll just look at myself like, Adi, if you don't stand up, the basic thing of becoming unrecognizable, in the next 12 months, it's about standing on business. You know that you're supposed to be here. You know that you're supposed to go to the gym. You know that if you want to be a doctor, you know that you're supposed to be in med school to be a doctor. You cannot be in law school and be expecting to be a doctor. I'm a big fan of affirmations. Since I've known myself, I've always affirmed. Whenever I'm having difficulties in my life or any area of my life, I've always affirmed. So I have this affirmation I'm actually doing of recent. I'm trying to rebuild my wardrobe, branding and all of that, looking my best, trying to look put together, because I know that sometimes I'm just I'm so tired to even comb my hair. So I started affirming that every day I step out looking like the best dressed version of myself. And so one day I was going to the market. I'd picked up a rumpled short to wear, and I just stepped out of the door, and something just came to me Shay, you said every day you step out the door you dress like the best version of yourself. And then look at me this rumpled thing, does it look like you're dressed like the best version of yourself? And I'm like, Normally I hate to iron. I was like, okay, fine. So I went back, I changed what I was wearing, I changed the top, and when I came I was like, yeah, girl, you look good. And that is it. That's what affirmations do. I mean that the more you say those affirmations and you're faced with situation whereby you're going against those affirmations, maybe you feel oh, you're not good, and then you go to somewhere else, you'll be affirming I'm good, I'm those affirmations you do about low self-esteem, and then you go somewhere, you meet this girl that looks like she's better than you, and you start feeling you start caving. Those affirmations would always come back to you to tell you that you're good, you know how to do it. Maybe your problem is that you're battling with lack of courage, and you've been affirming how you radiate courage. You know that how those affirmations on courage, you now find yourself in a situation where you want to coward, or they're asking you to express yourself. You're you don't have any courage. Those affirmations will come back to you and be you radiate confidence, and they will give you a boost. I'm a big fan of affirmations. As you're putting in the work, affirm what you want to be. Or as I put in the work, I'm the most successful businesswoman. Whatever my hands touch, they are blessed. You're affirming them. And after a while, you just realize that there'll be no room for self-doubt. Be consistent and believe in yourself. You want to do something, and at the beginning when you started, it's not working out. You don't have to give up, because sometimes the first ones will not work, the second one will not work. So there's this saying that goes now who give up be mumu. And that statement is true. All these people you admire, and all of that. But let's use $10, all of those people, these big YouTubers you see, content creators. There were times whereby their craft was actually at the formative years, whereby nobody knew them. So imagine they are just giving up. You will not even hear about them. So it's actually true that now won't give up be mumu. And you don't want to be a mumu, right? You don't want to. Whether people watch my videos or not, I will still show up. Because I know that one day I will get there. Whether they're watching, I will still post. Whether I have customers for my business, I will still put myself out there. And believe in yourself. Even if nobody's clapping for you, girl, clap for yourself. Personally, I'm this type of person that when I do something, I'm always super proud of myself. I don't even wait for you to come and be like, oh, you tried. My friend Angela should always be like, I'm a lizard. And the reason why she actually calls me a lizard is because when I do something, I would appreciate myself. I will clap for myself. I will call you to tell you how I did it, how good I was. Forget those times and I'll be like,
you don't have to praise yourself. Allow people to praise you.
Why shouldn't I praise myself? Why should I wait for somebody to praise me? I woke up this morning. I told myself that, oh, I'm going to do this, and I was able to achieve it. I told myself I was going to save this so amount. I disciplined myself and I saved it. What I'm trying to say is that always be your number one cheerleader. Whether people are seeing or not, always clap for yourself. Thank you for watching till this point. I would see you same time next week. Bye.